Okay, so this is the second part of a review of Lingualia. We did a brief introduction last time. I played around with it a little bit, but I've done a little bit more here, and I'm actually going to walk through it a little bit closer and show you what there is. So, Lingu, this is the artificial intelligence teacher. You can learn with him as one of the ways that you learn Spanish here. It gives you your daily goal and progress against your goal and the Lingualia community. You can also see the concepts you've learned here going through with him, how easy they were, so to speak, how much effort. So, tres, for example, number 3, gives you a picture. It's actually reading it out right now, which you can't hear, but you can also play it back with these, and this is nice because you get an actual using the word in the sentence, which you can of course play back too. So it keeps everything. It's nice to come back to. Shows you some progress. So we've gone about 15% through grammar in this particular one. There's still a lot of stuff to do. Answers, it gives you your right percentage, how well you do on each bit. We haven't done any phonetics, so that is what the back end looks like if we want to actually learn with him. I'll start here. I just said beso. So I'll say, who knows that one? Okay, good, I got that right. What does apellido mean? It's going to be the last name, so you choose the correct one of here. And you see it's actually counting our concepts up and our percentage. So it just said the word for name, so I'm going to choose the business card. So here's a question, and it gives you an answer, so you have to fill in the blank. And who's your favorite actress. But if you're not quite sure, you can get a question mark here, and it's going to explain what it's talking about. Now, interestingly, like I said before, it's all in Spanish, so you can sort of extrapolate and guess and, use your dictionary if you have to. But the fact that it's in Spanish is nice because it's sort of a full immersion experience. So you will get a little bit of help, but you do have to use other aids if you're just starting out, which is good because you should be doing that anyways. Okay, so that was Lingu. Go back to the stats, and there you have it. The challenge is also done with Lingu, I suppose. You can challenge a ghost, who is just sort of an artificial intelligence, and you can search for an opponent. And this is basically a 10-question, knockout round, so to speak. Whoever gets the most questions right in the time period, which I think is probably 10 or 15 seconds, you have to answer each one. I can check to be sure for you. You get 15 seconds and you've got to answer these right, and whoever gets the most right wins the challenge. So it's a gamification method, helps keep track of how you're doing. It's sort of a nice, fun way to learn. So if we go through lessons, which I went through a little bit last time, I ended up doing the entire first lesson, which was hola. You can view all the stuff we went through. I did a little checkpoint to make sure that I actually knew what I was doing before we progressed. There are 5 in this particular unit. There's 10 units so far. So you can see, these are clearly much more advanced, and there's a checkpoint at the end too. Now the activities, you can go through and practice what you have learned, a little bit of actual question and answer, that kind of thing. So this is going to ask a question, and it wants you to answer it here. So you're actually now inputting back, which is good, because one thing about Lingualia is that there's not a lot of input, it's a lot of output, and yes, you get to answer questions and stuff by clicking the mouse, but there's not an actual lot of writing or even any speaking. And with some of the things like the Duolingo app, you can actually speak into it and it'll recognize your speech. So that's a couple of the things that we'd like to see better on Lingualia, but overall it's still quite good. So you answer this, you type in your question or your answer to the question, and there you go. So if we go back to the home page here, you can see that you're never sort of lost, and that's good because it recommends that you do a lesson. You've got your Learn with Lingu here, which we went through just earlier, and I'm not at a point where they want me to do any more activities, so it's sort of catering to what I need to be doing right now, which is more lessons, and the actual learning bit of it. And so this is just, you get points for various things, doing activities, learning with Lingu, signing up with your profile and all that kind of stuff. So quickly we'll go through finding friends and sharing things. So you can invite all your friends with social media as well as email. Invite your friends right here, just get them to sign up through this link, and they'll all sort of become your community. And that's good, because the community aspect of it right now isn't very interactive, and there's not a lot of stuff going on, it seems. So it gives me sort of random people here who are learning. We can click on this person. He's learning English, hasn't really done much yet, but if I wanted to, I could follow him, which, as you can see, doesn't do anything for me, except for the fact that he is now sort of on my radar. And you can challenge him and sort of keep up with how he's going, but there's not really a lot that you can do, so that's another thing that hopefully they'll add to in the future. I mean, it seems that no one can really do a social media on a language learning site too well, but it's certainly something they haven't got down quite yet. But overall, that's basically a quick walkthrough of just about everything. I mean, I could go through the profile and stuff too, but that's mostly just what's your name and putting a picture in. So you get a few days of a free trial. This is a free premium account trial, which allows us to have everything that's included here, learning with Lingu and all the rest of it. But it will give you the chance to renew, which is basically getting a premium account. So if we want to renew, because we just love Lingualia, everything's good, it's fun, 10, 15, 20 minutes a day, as long as you're doing it regularly, combined with some, SRS flashcards and speaking with a native speaker, I think it actually is a pretty well-rounded program. So you do get the opportunity to come in here and become a member of the premium account status. It gives you a little bit of information here. Premium users learn 3.7 times faster. That's because there's so much more. I mean, you only get lessons and games with the basic account, which will kick in for me in one day, unless I bump it up to premium, where I get everything. I get Lingu, extended vocabulary, I get to save progress, dialogues with audio, which is an important one that you don't want to miss out on, because hearing those native speakers really helps. Evaluation, and you get the app along with it too. So it really is, if you find this helpful, and I think you probably will if you want to learn Spanish, then $9 a month for the 6-month subscription is a pretty good deal. I mean, that's 3-4 coffees, price of 3 or 4 coffees a month, and you could be learning a language as often as you want. So overall, definitely not a bad price, and you get a load of features for that. But of course, if you just want lessons, you're going to do your other self-directed learning of Spanish, you can also stay here, come back once in a while to do the games and the lessons. So that's about it for the walkthrough. I think it's a pretty good program. If I were to be learning Spanish, I would definitely include it in my practice. My next thing is going to be French, though, so I will not use this for my next language project, but it really seems like if I had this a little while ago when I was learning Spanish, I would actually have come back to it rather than sort of going, finally this university course is over. So overall, very happy with it. I think you should keep on reading if you're on the site. If not, head over to unlocklanguage.com and check out the Lingualia review. So that's unlocklanguage.com/Lingualia-review, and write a little bit more there. There's another video. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you find Lingualia satisfactory. Let me know what you think in the comments below, either on YouTube or on the site, and let me know what your success has been like with it. Okay, we'll see you next time.